Good morning, sir. This is team number 20, and we have Aditi Bambode, Hardik Mehta, and Dhiresh Devgade here. Our topic is IoT network architecture and design. This is the brief overview of our presentation. I will start with the simplified IoT structure. So, sir, it can be noted that IoT structures may differ somewhat depending on the industry use case or technology being deployed, as each has its merit of solving IoT heterogeneity problem discussed earlier, but it can we can give a simple fundamental building block of the IoT structure. These are basically two stacks. These two parallel stacks each have three layers. These are core IoT function stack and IoT data management and compute stack. So in the diagram, we can see the three layers of core IoT function stack over here and IoT data management and compute stack over here. The three layers are application, which is parallel to cloud compute, communications network, which is parallel to fog, and sensors and actuators, which are parallel to edge. This is like a more of the description of core IoT function stack layers. As we can see, the application is like the application of IoT in the life, like environmental, people tracking, retail, surveillance, energy, and others. While the communications network is divided in further in more in two parts, which is management service and gateway network. We can see the examples of communications network over here. And as we know, the root of the IoT stacks are sensors and connectivity and the devices, so the IoT devices. Now these are the more details of the layers of the functional stack. We can see sensors and have their own values, and now we can divide the communications network further in many other layers. These are access networks, gateways and backhaul networks, network transport layer, and operation and management sublayers. Okay. Also, the applications are vertical specific applications, and there are many other applications which we'll discuss further in future. Okay, now the other stack is data management and compute stack. These are three parallel layers, like the edge layer, which is in parallel with the sensors, which controls the data management within sensors. The second layer is the fog layer, which is parallel with the communications network layer, which controls the data management of the gateways and other networks. The third one is the cloud layer, which is in parallel with the applications layer. It controls the data management and cloud of the central data server. As you can see, cloud is controlling the data management of applications, fog is controlling of communications network, and edge is controlling of the sensors. Now, Aditya will continue.
Now we will talk about IoT data management and compute stack. In this model, objects just need to connect to the central cloud application. However, this model also has limitations. As data volume, the variety of objects going to the network, and the need for efficiency increase, new requirements arise. These new requirements include minimizing latency, that is, milliseconds matter in many types of industrial systems. So, minimizing the delay before the transfer of data begins is required. Conserving network bandwidth. It is not practical to transport vast amount of data from thousands or edge devices to the cloud because many critical analyses do not require processing and storage. Increasing local efficiency. The environmental conditions in one area will trigger a local response independent from the conditions of another site. So, analyzing both areas in the same cloud system may not be necessary. Now, next is the diagram of traditional IT computing model. In this, the endpoint sends some data which is connected to the core network, and through that core network, data is transferred to the data center or cloud. Now, IoT systems function differently. Next is several data related problems need to be addressed, which include first is limited bandwidth, which is bandwidth in last mile IoT networks is very limited, maybe of tens of kbps per device or even less. Second is latency can be very high, many maybe of hundreds to thousands of milliseconds. Third is network backhaul from the gateway can be unreliable. Fourth is the volume of data transmitted over the backhaul can be high and very unnecessary. Fifth is big data getting bigger always. Our next topic is fog computing. Fog computing is a decentralized computing infrastructure in which data, compute, storage, and applications are located somewhere between the data resource and the cloud. So, data is stored somewhere between devices or cloud. In this figure, there is a fog layer which forms some node. So, data created by sensors or actuators is stored in the fog itself and not the cloud. Now, our next is the figure given in this diagram. On top there is a cloud layer. Then control IPv6 is a network layer. Smart objects are not directly connected to the network or cloud layer, but in between them, the fog nodes are created. If there is any sudden communication or action, there will be latency between communication of objects and the cloud. Reduce that latency. Fog layers act as a decentralized layers. In fog layers, computation process will be done and response will be sent immediately to the object, thus minimizing the latency. Now I'll hand over to Dhanashri.
Thank you, Aditi. As we have seen that the main idea behind fog layer is to reduce the data. So we can analyze data on the device near the devices itself, so that the all data need not be sent to cloud for computation. Fog computing also allows to monitor and control as well as analyze devices in real time. If we consider the example of truck tires, if there are sensors attached to truck tires and we have constant data that is being transferred to cloud, so to reduce our data that's been transferred, we can include a fog. We can apply the technique of fog computing, and then the data will be analyzed near the tires itself, so that if there is any pressure, if we are calculating the pressures, change in pressures, and if there's any immediate need to take action in the tires, the action can be taken immediately instead of sending the data to cloud and then receiving the further procedures. So the main thing that we observe in fog computing is the latency is decreased and the response time is maximized. Also, fog computing enables data to be pre-processed and correlated with other inputs to produce relevant information. Now we come to the characteristics of fog computing. The first thing that characterizes is contextual location awareness and low latency. As Aditi explained, the decrease in latency through fog computing, the fog computing layer is close to the IoT endpoints. Also, if we consider geographic distribution, the services and applications targeted by fog nodes demand widely distributed deployments. We also seen that they're deployed near the IoT endpoints so that the response time is maximized. Further, the wireless communication between fog and endpoint. In this, in this we consider so many, like we can also have wired communications between the devices, but the wireless is always preferred for faster data communication. Then in this fog computing is used for real-time interactions. Instead of, there are other techniques like batch processing, but the real time is much more efficient than batch processing techniques. In fact, the data analyzed in fog computing is then sent in sections of batches to the cloud layer. Now we see the benefits of fog computing. We can see that it is more scalable, it has low failure risk, the cost is reduced, then we have less latency. It also works when the internet fails. Also, because the data is not transmitted to cloud and then again received back and is analyzed near the nodes itself, that we have higher security. Our data is not more vulnerable to the outer communications. Also, we have data reduction. Instead of sending so many unimportant data, we just send the analyzed and just the core data in further upper layers. Now, we have seen the need of fog computing and the benefits of it, but also there's another technique called edge computing. So the edge computing is a distributed computing paradigm in which processing and computation are performed mainly on classified device nodes, known as smart devices or edge devices. So in fact, we saw that in fog computing, there was a fog layer above the devices. But in fact, what will happen if we take the computation to the nodes itself? This is the main idea behind edge computing. That is, the computation happens at the nodes itself. Like if we consider fog computing and edge computing, the main difference is where the computation happens. So edge computing provides server resources, data analysis, and artificial intelligence through data collection sources and cyber physical sources like smart sensors and actuators. Edge computing is widely being used in the IoT devices these days. Data produced in the IoT devices, it is created instead of taking away to data centers and analyzed at the nodes itself. Now we see the simple structure of how the architecture of edge computing is. We can see that at the lower level, we have so many devices, IoT devices, in fact. These act as the edge nodes. So the data there is tremendous amount of data that is being collected from these devices. So it is sent to edge nodes, and then it is analyzed at these nodes, which is then only the analyzed and processed information that is relevant is stored in the cloud. So data is reduced, and also because it's analyzed locally, the response time is maximized. Further, because there is no data going through cloud and getting again from that, only is just relevant data. So the latency is also minimized. Again, we have the benefits of edge computing. We can see that it also provides faster response time, security, and cost-effective solutions. Now, we have seen the three types of computing: cloud, fog, and edge. So the like we cannot directly say that the cloud computing can be replaced by fog computing or edge computing. In fact, the hierarchical organizations ensures that the data is more like the data storage is optimized and only relevant data is used, and the analysis also is performed faster at the nodes. The advantage of using this, in fact, we usually use a heterogeneous type of computing. That is, we use the edge and fog nodes at the lower level and then send to cloud. So it's not that we just use cloud or edge or fog computing. We use it in mixed format. The advantage is we get a faster response time. This also results in immediate benefits. And along with faster response time, we still have the computing resources that the cloud computing provides us. Thank you. These are the contributions by our team members, Hardik, Aditi, and me, Dhanashri. Thank you, everyone.